Tonight the siblings are freshman Leslie Merrick, freshman Bailey Louise, junior Kennedy Carroll, Corey Steelman Jr., junior Sidney Foster, junior Madison Segura, junior Paige Musgrave, and the seniors are Ty Green, Joey O'Brien, Cecilia Newby, Emily Osborne, All-American co-captain, and Katie Fields, All-American head captain. Ladies, thank you, and Ty, ladies, thank you very much for your service to us. We appreciate it. I should take this opportunity to go away the dance team, LCHS dance team. The dance team coach is Randy Gilpin. The manager is Taylor Zimmerman. And your dance squad members this year are sophomore Kate Wilson, sophomore Chloe Warren, junior Hope Fairhaven, junior Sophia Reynolds, sophomore Abby May, junior Abby Clayman, and sophomore Lily Coleman. Thank you, ladies.
You got comfortable seats there, don't you? You know how much time I spend in gyms and on bleachers? I gotta have something comfortable. Hey, I'm ready to I go down there and sit with him? There you go. I know, I miss those little things though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and invite you at this time to stand for tonight's national anthem. We want to welcome the Crusaders from Wellington out to the west of us. And we want to ask you to please remove your headgear. And as we get ready for the LCHS band under the direction of Mike Wassenaar playing our national anthem. Tonight's captain for Labette County High School, we have number 18, Luke Lyons, number 15, Richard Eaton, number 31 is Cody Hamilton, 53 is Kendall Bell, and 68 is James Price. For the Crusaders, the captains are number 2, Malachi Rogers, number 4, Jack Wright, number 15, Hope Henry, and number 63, Derek Love. Labette County won the toss, and they will receive the ball. Wellington will kick off tonight, defending the South score. That brings to the Grizzlies to retrieve the ball, number 1, Lawrence Holt, and number 24, Jamal Jackson. Kicking off for Wellington is number 4, Josh Wright.
A good location on the field to open things up for the first drive of the game. Two receivers are out to the right side. The ball is near the left hash. Here's a play action slant. Tipped in the air, hits the ground, incomplete. Intended target was Caden Blackledge in the slot.
Yeah, that one just slipped through his hands as he got lit up immediately after trying to make the catch there. It's a nice hit by the safety there, number 15, co-penner coming down and laying the hammer on Blackledge there.
We have a quick whistle as it looks like
Equipment probably.
Xavier Phillips is going to trot off the field. I believe, yeah, an equipment malfunction. He's looking at his lower extremities.
Knee pad has to be below your knee, and he rolled him up. I don't really get that, but
Trey Vinson comes in for him. He's wide out to the far side. And on the second play of the game, John, tell us what just happened.
we got our first freeze victim of the night. Kendall Holtzman just clapped his hands. That's our snap count or whatever. We didn't snap it. Got him to jump off sides.
2nd down and 5 for Labette County. He got the left defensive end to jump. So a free 5 yards. Kendall Holtzman is so good at that. He takes the snap. He's in the gun. It's a quick out to Eaton in the flats. He tries to spin. Can't get away from the defender on the tackle, Montel Tate. At the 40-yard line, a loss of 3. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Labette County at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, Griffin right there is just trying to dance around a little bit too much. He's trying to find an opening. He really should have just put his head down and tried to get as much out of that as he could, as there was nothing available there.
So Griff Eaton was the leading receiver for Labette. I believe he had 7 receptions, near 125 receiving yards and a touchdown. Here's a quick pass to the left side. It's caught by Blackledge. He has to get a few more, and he might. I believe he's going to be a half a yard shy. The ball was on the right hash, and Holtzman had to throw it all the way near the Wellington sideline.
That's a bad spot.
They're going to mark him a full yard shy. 4th down and 1. A QB sneak might be coming for Labette County.
Yep, Kendall Holtzman is so effective in these situations because he has such a large frame.
As he is going to line up under center with that right leg hiked back. He takes the snap. Ball's on the ground. It's a fumble. We'll see who thinks they have it. I think Labette County recovered and advanced the football.
So I do not know what happened. There's just a big maul right there in the middle. They're sending the defense on, so assuming it's Wellington football. Oh, no.
I think it's still Labette County. Oh, now they change it.
I think we were short.
As I believe you're right, John. It was a fumble recovered by Labette, one of the linemen. They tried to advance it, but still couldn't gain the yard. So turnover on downs, it will go in the books as for Labette County on the first drive. So 1st and 10 Wellington, led by Malachi Rogers, a Swiss Army knife of an offensive player. He was a quarterback last year, and he returns at the starting running back position. Rogers will get the first carry of the game, gets around the left edge, across the 40, across the 30. He's deep in the red zone, across the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Crusaders. Malachi Rogers, I could barely get his name out of my mouth, and they just run a little counter to the left side, and he trots it in for a 48-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that's where it hurts not having Luke Ryan or Joe Page out there on that edge to really set it. The offensive tackle just hooked their defensive end. And Malachi, all he had to do was just go outside, and it was there.
As Rogers is someone, he's a senior you're familiar with playing, as he was their quarterback. You mentioned kind of like a Kyler Murray type quarterback rollout. He can beat you on the run or in the air. And now he's the running back. And he made us pay there. The extra point is up and good. 7-0 Wellington. 1 play and 1 score for the Crusaders. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is Labette County Grizzly football on KLKC Parsons.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. The couple share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
The kickoff from Wellington was a fair catch by Trey Vincent at the 30-yard line, so decent field position for Kendall Holtzman on attempt number 2 on the evening. But it didn't take many attempts for Malachi Rogers to find the end zone.
Nope, just one play and he was gone. Simple as that when you get great blocks from your line right up there.
First down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. Chandler Henson is the halfback this time, replacing Jamal Jackson from the previous drive. Here's a fake pitch to Henson, and Holtzman is met at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 for Labette County.
Yeah, just a simple counter play right there. Just fake the toss outside. Wait for your big lineman to get moving, and they just snuffed it out real quick.
As they're generous and they give him a yard. 2nd and 9, 10 minutes and counting, opening quarter. Holtzman gets him to bite again on the freeze count. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Labette County on the first 6 plays of the game. 2.
Yep, victim number 2 right there was Malachi Rogers. He got a little bit too antsy after scoring that long touchdown, and we got 5 yards as a result of that.
As he plays both ways, now he's lining up as the slot corner on Griff Eaton, and just then he was playing a defensive end linebacker as he was on the line. So Malachi Rogers does it all for this team. 2nd and 4, Holtzman takes the snap. It's a one-step drop thrown high over the head of Matthew Boyle, well out of reach of the senior wide receiver. 3rd down and 4 quickly for Labette County, 9:40 frozen on the clock.
Yep, just looked like a bit of a mechanics issue there. He released the ball too high, had his shoulders too high, didn't really step into it. Not something you usually see from Holtzman right there.
Daniel Easley and Trey Vincent come off. Xavier Phillips comes on. Trips to the right side. Eaton and Blackledge inside. And the wideout is Matthew Boyle with a one-on-one situation with Jack Wright. Ball's on the left hash. It would be a good heave if he's going to go for Boyle. He takes the snap with 5 seconds on the play clock. A quick slant caught by Eaton. First down, Labette County.
Yep, Malachi Rogers was playing a little bit too far outside. All Griffin had to do was give him a step, and he was inside of him. Nice throw and catch there by Holtzman and Griffin.
As that really is just playing backyard catch. As you're right, Rogers gave him too much cushion, and that is exactly what Labette County needed to pick up the simple 4, as they nearly doubled that, picked up around 10. 1st and 10 at their own 45, nearing the painted split face at midfield. He's looking for Vincent, and it's nearly picked. It should have been picked. On the defense is Jack Wright, a senior cornerback for this Crusaders squad, as Holtzman had to throw it from the left hash at the 45 to the 40 near the Labette County sideline. That's a long pass to make.
Yeah, but that's one you're used to seeing Holtzman make, as he just didn't quite get enough on the outside there.
2nd down and 10, that brings up 9:14 on the clock. Henson is the back. He'll get it. He's met immediately. A loss of 2 as he's now thrown to the ground. As not much is going on the run game. That's what Labette County wants to establish, because it then helps Holtzman so much in return. But so far, it's been nothing.
Yeah, we haven't. Oh, there's a yellow marker down on the field. I wonder what they're going to call here.
There is a flag. Thank you, John. I missed that.
Oh, probably holding. That's what it's looking like. But yeah, anyways, we haven't really seen a whole lot of jet motion that we've seen from this Grizzly offense the past couple weeks. Wonder how long that's going to last.
As the Crusaders head coach, Jeremiah Meeks, elected to decline the holding call, so it's 3rd and 11 rather than 2nd and 21. Holtzman in the gun. He takes the snap. They need 11 yards. He's looking at the sticks, and it's over the head of Griff Eaton. Eaton knew he had his man beat as he kind of clenched his fist like, oh, I had that one. Holtzman overthrew him. 4th down and a long 11. Labette County is going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, Holtzman has just been really off here. As I don't know what's quite going on with him, but he's been missing his target so far tonight. Hopefully he shakes off that rust or whatever you want to call it and gets back in his groove. A
steady breeze coming out of the south And Joe Page is out this game, so Labette County has had to replace Page with a different punter. This one goes high in the air. It went about 10 yards forward and is recovered at the Grizzly 49. The punter tonight is Tayton Claiborne, a freshman. Goes in the book as an outside linebacker, but he's out here punting with the absence of Joe Page. And that was about a 10-yard net punt, and Wellington has the ball in Labette County territory.
Yeah, we've been blessed with some great punters over the couple years, but I think this year has been a little bit iffy with us. We're not sure what we're going to get on a punt, as both him and Joe Page have had issues with kicking the ball straight up in the air.
So back comes Malachi Rogers. Wellington's offense stat sheet does not obtain a lot of numbers, but they're big ones. They have one rush for 48 yards and a touchdown. Here's Rogers trying to bounce around the left side. It was in a design run to the right side, and he was forced to loop around to the left and gain 4 off of it. Brought down by a host of Grizzlies on the near side.
Yeah, as we're seeing them come out and run the ball down our throats quite plainly, but right there, the defensive line just over-pursued and wasn't ready for that cutback.
Rogers is going to get it again on a toss. You can tell who they want to go to. He cuts back. He's going to gain a few and gets out to the 41. It'll be 3rd down and short, as Rogers didn't have an edge on the far side like he wanted, but he's able to adapt so quickly.
Yeah, just got to take better angles if you're not quite there to make the play, if you know what I'm saying. You got to take better pursuit angles of the ball. You can't let him cut back in on you, make a dude miss, and go pick up 5 more yards when you have him stop for 1 2 yard gain.
As there is a flag on the field. Illegal shift on Wellington. Penalties declined. Holding on Wellington, and that one will be accepted. So 2 penalties on the Crusaders. 1 declined, and the 1 accepted is holding, so that'll back them up 10 yards. So that helps Labette County, because anytime, I can tell you right now, we're going to need some penalties and some mistakes from Wellington to bail us out, just because Rogers is going to be so hard to stop for 4 straight quarters.
Yeah, I mean, if he's just going to play running back, this is what you want for defensively. I mean, you want them to be backed up farther where they're going to have to throw, but they've come out in this pro formation. I mean, the 2 running backs, and I'll let you go ahead and do your play-by-play real quick.
As Nick Geifer is the running back in the replacement of Rogers for this down, as he's met for a gain of 3. So it'll be 3rd down and a dozen for Wellington with 7:45 and counting in the first quarter. Rogers is going to stay on the sideline. Nick Geifer stays at running back. 3 receivers out to the left side. Ball is near the right hash at midfield. Redford, the quarterback, snaps high, and it's incomplete.
Shaplowski, great play by him there, as he just took his blocker right there. It was a bubble screen. He just took his blocker and ran him right into the receiver.
As he was just stuffing him at the line, because you can do that. Is it 3 yards?
You get 5 yards.
5 yards, you can't stuff them anymore?
Yep. That's what the rule of thumb is. Some officials let you go further. Some will, call it pretty quick, but 5 yards is usually the number. I think that's down in the rule book.
Rogers is the punter for Wellington. He might run it, and now he'll punt it, and it goes straight out of bounds. As Rogers is the punter, we've seen him line up at corner, defensive end, or linebacker, whatever it was, or maybe it was just a corner blitz, but he does so many different things for this team, and he was thinking about pulling that punt down and running for it. But a big stop by Labette County, ignited by a holding call on Wellington that pushed him back beyond the original line of scrimmage. So good field position for Kendall Holtzman, 1st and 10 at his own 42-yard line.
Yeah, when you get a special playmaker like Rogers, I mean, you want to use him as many ways as possible as you can. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Jabril Peppers when he was with the Michigan Wolverines. I mean, they used him all over the place.
Jamal Jackson back in at the running back position. 4-3 front from Wellington. Vinson's in motion. Holtzman spinning his way forward off the fake give. A gain of 3, maybe 4. 2nd down and 7 for Labette County.
Yeah, that's just what you got to do as an offense. I mean, you got to find a way to run the ball right there. I mean, that's probably the most success that we've seen so far tonight. Just a little give to Holtzman up the middle.
We finally saw some motion. Here's a snap, a play action slant. It's caught near the first down. Matthew Boyle, and they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10. Move the chains. Labette County first down.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Wellington defense. They're going to give you so much room to run these hitches, that slant. I mean, they're just not wanting to get beat over the top. They're going to give you all this room out here to make those plays.
Temperature beginning to drop. You can feel the cool air coming in the open windows up here at the press box, as it really is a beautiful September night for some high school football. Labette County playing into a slight breeze, 6:45 and counting. First quarter, Holtzman's going to be dumped for a significant loss. Not sure if that was a blitz or a missed assignment, but number 56, that is the number he's wearing, but it is not on their roster. He flew in and ripped Holtzman to the ground before he could even blink.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the number is, but I think 58, Marcus Provost, was also there for the play. As I don't know if this is an updated roster or not, but we do not have a number 56.
It always seems to be the players who make the main plays aren't in the roster.
I know, it's a little bit.
You'll get used to it. 6 minutes and counting. 2nd down and 17. It's going to be a pass. He's pressured again and dumped again. He loses the football, and it is going to be a scoop and score. And it is Malachi Rogers. He has a 48-yard rushing touchdown, and now he's involved on a strip sack and a 40-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Is there anything this kid can't do?
No, I mean, they sent 7 dudes at Kendall right there. He had no time whatsoever. The O-line didn't know who they were supposed to block there and all that. As a quarterback, that's one of the things you got to do. You got to see that blitz coming, that pressure coming. Like, hey, slide this way. Let your line know what's going on so you have time to get the ball out really fast.
For the extra point, Jack Wright. It's a high kick. It might not get there, and I think it did.
Wow.
It lofted over the crossbar by about a yard. So Wright's 2 for 2 on the PATs, and Malachi Rogers is 2 for 2 on his attempts at finding some paint in the end zone. 14-0 Wellington, 5:48 left in quarter number 1. Labette County will get a crack at it again in 60 seconds. This is KLKC Parsons.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Wright's kick is another lofty short kick as a Grizzly return man waved for a fair catch.
Malachi Dewey, number 5.
And then another return man for Labette came in and made the catch and advanced it about 8 yards to the 44. The fair catch was made at the 38, and it was caught by another person and advanced to the 44. So I've never seen that happen before, and I'm curious to see what the refs do.
I think they should just mark it back down where that fair catch was called.
You would think, but they're going to leave the ball at the 43, not 44, 43.
Hey, we'll take it.
So that is an interesting situation. Labette County has ran the ball 5 times for net -4 rushing yards. They're going to have to establish that. Here's a toss to Jamal Jackson. He's got some speed across the 50. Jackson across the Wellington 40 and does a somersault as he has his legs swept out from under him, tumbles out of bounds near the Wellington 35.
Well, that's one way to get the run game going. Just a nice toss out there to Jamal Jackson. Let him do the rest, baby. As these freshmen are really coming on strong now.
As Labette County loves that play call, but it seems like Holtzman likes to fake the toss and keep it for himself a lot. So it's nice to see him dish it out and let the freshman do some work. 1st and 10 at the Wellington 37. Here's a give to Jackson. Hit hard, still on his feet, and cyclones his way. We'll see where they mark him. Spins his way for a gain of about 5 across the Wellington 35 to the 33. 2nd down and 5 for Labette County.
Yeah, I know when we see that fake toss and stuff, most of that is designed, though. Fake the toss, get the backer out there so you can run a counter behind it, have those linemen pulling. So I think that's what we're seeing when Holtzman doesn't toss it.
A good turnout here in Altamont. You can always count on Grizzly fans to pack the stands here at Lucas Field. Here's a fake toss. Holtzman stood up and dives forward for a moderate gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short for Labette County on their first time in Wellington territory.
Yeah, this game is far from over as this Grizzly offense has finally found some life. And is moving the ball quite well.
3rd down and 3, 4:10 and counting. Labette County trailing Wellington 14-0. This possession is fresh off of a strip sack and touchdown. Here's the slant across the middle. It's caught. 1st down Labette and more. Down inside the Wellington 20. In there on the reception is Caden Blackledge with one of his biggest, if not the biggest reception of his young season.
Yeah, Caden Blackledge, he's just one of those guys. I mean, we saw him last year in the playoff game. He caught a touchdown. We didn't really see him as much this year in his first couple weeks, but glad to see him finally get some action out here.
4 receivers out in play for Labette, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. The ball is in the middle of the field. Jamal Jackson's the halfback. It's a 3-step drop, throw across the middle, slant, caught, touchdown, Griffin Eaton. A similar design play, a little post route at the middle of the field, just like we saw in the closing seconds at Pittsburgh last week. Labette County inching their way closer to the Wellington lead.
Just a beautiful ball from Holtzman right there to Eaton, as that's quite a combination that we found out the past couple years. And now it's time for the swinging gate, baby. This really gets me excited to see this.
You like the swinging gate.
I mean, it's a pretty effective 2-point play.
So you have Trey Vincent and Lawrence Holt behind the center, which is Kendall Holtzman. Holt will keep it and pitch it to Vincent. He has nowhere to go, tries to find an edge, stays on his feet, and it is no good. Labette County fans aren't going to like that because Trey Vincent had a 1-on-2 situation. He was tripped by the first, tripped by the second, and stayed on his feet, but the referee says his knee was down. But regardless, Labette County needed 6, and they got it. Kendall Holtzman to Griffin Eaton, 23-yard touchdown, 14-6 Wellington, 3:34 left in the first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
Holtzman had really struggled to throw the ball on the first couple of drives for Labette County, but on that one, he had 3 straight passes and went for 7, 15, and 18, and that 18-yarder was to his favorite target over the last couple of weeks, senior wide receiver Griff Eaton, with his 2nd touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Here's an onside kick.
It went back.
And it's going to land at the 45 and bounce backwards. As that's an interesting decision. I don't mind it because Labette County's defense is kind of used to having to play defense in these situations on the field. But that ball was kicked at the 40 and landed at the 45 and went backwards.
Yeah, I don't think that was a designed onside kick there. I think he just shanked it, in all honesty. As Price is quite upset with that, as this loss of Joe Page has proven to be more hurtful, than we first thought, as we don't have a kicker or punter. We truly do not, as we're putting some of these guys in tough situations they've never had to deal with.
You might be right, John. Coach Price seems pretty upset. Here's a run up the middle, a short gain. As anytime you see Malachi Rogers hit the ground around the trenches, you know that it's a success. A gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Wellington.
Yeah, Cole Stevens really just came in there, wrecked the block, got him tumbling, so Malachi had no room to go, and the rest of you guys got there and made the play.
Here's the snap to Redford. He'll roll out to the right, and here's a pass caught, and he's hit hard. The pass will stay complete, but Trey Vinson soaring in from the backfield and making the hit on the receiver, Skylar Branham.
I like it. I don't think I've ever seen Trey hit someone like that.
Made him feel it.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 3 for Wellington at the Labette County 37. This would be a big stop.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzly defense here, you kind of want to press up a little bit.
It's going to be a pass. Redford, 3-step drop. It's a screen to Rogers. Rogers hit from behind. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Malachi Rogers swarmed to the ground, hit from the front and the back. 4th down and 4 coming for the team in white.
Yeah, great discipline right there by that Grizzly front to not just run at that screen. Those offensive line let him through, and way to stay home and make the play.
As they're going to line up like they're going to go for it. Redford in the shotgun with Rogers to his right side. Tries to get the Labette County front to jump, and they're going to have to call a timeout. A well-disciplined Labette County defense showed up on that possession, and we'll see if Wellington makes the punt or not as both teams make their way to their huddles. We'd like to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. The sponsor of our pregame show earlier this evening was sponsored by Tank Connection. Our lead sponsor for the broadcast is Labette Health. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Dulahary Insurance and Real Estate, USD 506, The Corner Store of Altamont, Snyder Lawn Care, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic. So Wellington looks like they're going to go for it. Rogers is lined up in the I formation behind the fullback, Kaysen Ramirez, and quarterback under center is Redford. He takes the snap. It's a fake to Rogers. Redford rolls out, throws, and it's caught for the first down. A great play designed by Coach Meeks. The reception was made by Grady Norris, as that was a great play because everyone on the defensive front for Labette thought it was going to go to Rogers, and they got caught sleeping.
Cade stayed home, though, and is really pressuring the quarterback there. Is just our defensive backs are too far off.
Rogers goes up the middle through a better hole this time. Gain of 6 for the senior running back. 2nd down and 4 coming for Wellington as they make their way across the Grizzly 25, sniffing that red zone once again. Minute 40 left in the first quarter. Score is already 14-6, as that is the final score of a lot of high school games across the state. So we've got a high-scoring affair brewing in Altamont. Here's maybe some miscommunication. Redford is forced to keep it, and he's hit hard in the backfield. Cody Hamilton in there on the tackle, loss of 3.
Yeah, Tate Claiborne had him initially. He just kind of got shook out of his boots. I know it sounds bad, but thank goodness Cody was there. Otherwise, that probably would have been a first down scramble right there.
As after Redford pulled it from the belly of Rogers, he seemed a little bit confused. So maybe some miscommunication. Back in at running back is Nick Geifer. A big 3rd and 6. Here's a give to Geifer around the left side. Stevens can't make the tackle, and he was spun to the ground. His knee hit the ground right at the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him. A nice hard run from Nick Geifer. 1st and 10 Wellington. Man, that would have been a big stop for the Labette County defense. Clock will continue to run, 35 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about a kicker this week, thank goodness.
As we've seen 2 good kickers with Pittsburgh and Parsons, here's a run up the middle. It'll be a gain of 4 for Wellington. Geifer still the back.
Yeah, as a defense, you still got 20 yards to stop him here. You just can't allow anything that can't allow any big chunk plays right here.
Looks like Wellington wants to get another playoff, and they will. It's a designed run for Redford. Redford into the secondary and tumbling to the ground inside the Labette County 5. As the horn will sound, that's the end of one. Coach Meeks of Wellington wasting no time and wasting no play opportunities, and he's going to find himself with the 1st and goal from the Labette County 4-yard line when the beginning of the second quarter gets underway. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds at the end of one. Wellington 14, Labette County 6. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Wellington has ran a total of 13 offensive plays this evening, and 9 of them have been runs. Malachi Rogers is back onto the field with the other running back, Geifer, to his left. That's the first time we've seen this formation, and it's a give up the middle. I think it went to Rogers. Wellington thinks they've got it, and so does the line judge. Touchdown, Malachi Rogers, his third touchdown of the night. 2 on the ground on offense, and then another, he picked up a strip sack fumble and ran it in for a touchdown. That makes the score 20-6 Wellington. Just 8 seconds into the second quarter, right back on for his 3rd point after attempt of the young evening. His kick is on its way, and this is a little bit better kick. It's through the uprights. 21-6, Wellington on top of Labette County. And Labette County is going to be coming off of one of their more promising drives, or the most promising drive, rather, as it ended in a touchdown of the evening. They ran a little bit, and then they hit him with it in the air 3 straight times. So hopefully John Kendall can keep some of his momentum going into this drive.
Yeah, I mean, this momentum's not going to mean a thing if we can't find a way to stop this Crusader offense.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just, quite frankly, they're just abusing us. I mean, I hate to say that word, but I mean, it's the truth. I mean, they're doing whatever they want to our defense right now.
Yeah.
That defense has to get the coaching staff, figure out, hey, do I need to line up right here? Do I need to line up right here? What's going on? I know they got some film going on. I know the coaches got some tablets down there. Get with your key guys. Get with Cody Hamilton. Get with your safeties. Figure out, hey, what's going on? Get your linemen lined up right and go make some plays.
Yes, wherever they design the play to go, you can tell Wellington's well coached by how, and they're stapled to their scheme with Rogers in the backfield. But if they want to run it to the right, then that's where it works. If they want to run it to the left, then there's going to be a hole to the left. You're right, John, is they're not having to make instant live decisions in their mind because the design play is working. So make them transition, make them pivot mid-play, and see how they respond if you're the Labette County defense. But it won't matter how the defense plays if Labette County doesn't score 2 more touchdowns and gets back in this game. Here's a fair catch caught at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Caden Black didn't have any business returning that one as he just fair caught it at the 40-yard line, or 30-yard line. I'm correct myself, but yeah, you know, Wellington's kind of known for these little pooch kicks over the top. As I think last year they covered 3 or 4 of them on us. Just these high little, sail balls over the front line.
That can be a dangerous thing because people who aren't used to returning the ball are now having to make these catches, with the lights.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not used to it, so a fair catch is a smart decision. And you have all the Crusaders right in your face as it gets to you because it's such a short kick. Labette County looking to respond. Wellington already with 21 points as we're 60 seconds into the second quarter. Here's a design run for Holtzman up the middle. He's tripped from behind but had one of his better gaps of the evening as that looked like it was going to be a first down easily, but he's tripped up for a short gain of 5.
Yeah, if he wasn't tripped up there, Kendall was at least getting a first down, and who knows, probably some more, as there's some pretty good blocks on the outside there by Boyle and Eaton.
Couple receivers getting in there, making some blocks. Jamal Jackson is the halfback. Wellington showing blitz off of the Holtzman hard count. Now they retreat to the 40-yard line, a few yards off of the line of scrimmage. Second down and 5. Holtzman, it's going to be a pass caught across the middle. Blackledge, gain of 4. It'll be third down and short. Blackledge with a few receptions tonight.
Yeah, if Wellington just wants to blitz right there, you're going to have that wide open all night long, especially if that safety's 7-8 yards off the slot receiver right there. I mean, he's just going to have that little inside curl all night long.
As Blackledge has 3 catches out of 4 targets for 27 yards. I'd like to thank Caleb McKee for helping us with live stats tonight. As we have a early whistle, timeout Labette County. So Coach Price wants to think over his 3rd down and 1 situation. We'll step aside for a 30-second timeout and come back with the results here on KLKC Parsons.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Third down and 1 for Labette County. At their own 40-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a quarterback sneak. Holtzman is going to tuck it in, and he'll run it up the middle, and I don't think he's going to get it. As now he's still on his feet. As Kendall Holtzman standing at the Grizzly at midfield, still on his feet with the ball, as they blew the whistle after he...
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, he's definitely short. Or I think they're just going to bring the chains out and see how close it is, as it is fairly close to that first down marker. Not for sure, though, as the white hat and one of the other officials are discussing it right now.
As I'm trying to see on the other side of the field, that's where the chains are. As we might have an injured Grizzly down here, actually, now that I'm starting to pay closer attention.
Yeah, I think it's Glenn Price in those ribs. Can't quite get a look at the number. Yep.
68.
Yep, that is G.
Yeah, as he has struggled with those ribs for sure. As they're not going to give the first down to Labette County. They're still a yard shy. As it looks like they're going to punt it away.
What?
As Lawrence Holt is in to make what we assume is going to be a punt. As Joe Page is out. Special teams have been iffy for Labette. Holt's going to pull it down and fake it, and Holt's going to get blown up beyond the line of scrimmage, or behind rather, for a loss of 3. Turnover on downs. As it looked like that was, I couldn't tell if it was a fake punt or not because Wellington was right in his face.
Yeah, they were just right in his face, and he just tried to go and make a play. I thought he had a chance at it, but the outside defender there really made a nice play on Holt and knocked him back for a couple yards.
So 1st and 10 Wellington, and their offense has been hot, as Wellington isn't a flashy team. They're disciplined on defense. They don't make hardly any mistakes on defense, and they execute so well on offense. It's hard to stop a high school football team who does those two things, and Wellington does it to a T. Here's a snap to Redford and a give to Rogers, bouncing around. He might take it to the house again. He's in the Grizzly red zone. He's inside the 15 and tumbling inside the 10 near the goal line. Malachi Rogers, Labette County does not have an answer.
No, as you can look on the sheet, he's 190 pounds, but he runs like he's 150, as he's so quick and agile. He gets to that hole. I mean, he's already at top speed.
Yeah, he is. His acceleration is remarkable. It doesn't take much of a gap, and he'll find it and exploit it instantly. So 1st and goal, Wellington at the Labette County 6. Here's an early flag. I'm assuming false start on Wellington. It is. That will back up the Crusaders 5 yards. 9:59 to play in the first half. Crusaders 21, Grizzlies 6. Make that 1st and goal from the 11.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzly defense here, you just got to find a way to get a stop here. And whatever you have to do, just don't let them get in the end zone.
As it would definitely be hard to face a 28-6 deficit with 2.5 quarters to play. They're going to go right back to Rogers. He's trying to work his way around the outside, and I think he's going to get the touchdown, and he does. Malachi Rogers with all 4 of Wellington's touchdowns, 3 on offense and 1 on defense. The kid just does it all. Malachi Rogers is a fantastic running back, as it seems like Labette County just unfortunately faces these big-time running backs. Last week, Wyatt Rink at Pittsburgh really put it on us. I can just think of a few in my head that Labette County struggles to stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we've really struggled with. I know that secondary-wise we struggled with the pass, but it's really been the run game that has killed us on defense these past couple weeks. I mean, whatever you have to do to solve this issue as a coach, I mean, you just got to do it. Where or not you got to pull some of these guys from offense, have them play both ways. Because, I mean, it's a young group out there on that Grizzly defense. Wright's
point after attempt is good. He's 4 for 4 on the evening. That makes it 28-6 Wellington. 9:49 to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout on KLKC Parsons.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Kraus in the house gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Back deep to return for Labette County is Lawrence Holt and Jamal Jackson. Neither one of them have gotten a crack at it off of the boot from Jack Wright because they've all been little pooch kicks. And here's another one that bounces backwards. Wellington might recover it. And I think Labette County got underneath it in time as the ball did land on the ground and bounced backwards. Labette County does recover at their own 30-yard line, as you had to know one of those was coming sooner or later because the way the ball spins off of Wright's foot, it's going to bounce backwards, and you got to get under it and you can't let it hit the ground. As we've got word that Malachi Rogers has rushed for 107 yards and 3 touchdowns, and also has a 25-yard scoop and score on the defensive end. So he has done everything for Wellington. As I am without John Kohler for a short moment as he had to step aside for some personal matters. As we have another freeze count victim on the defensive line for Wellington. That time jumping on the false count is Carter Burnett. So advance Labette County's offense 5 yards. Near their own 35. As Labette County just needs to burn some time and pound it in for 6 before halftime. In motion is Griff Eaton. He'll run through the chest of Holtzman. It's a fake run and a deep pass to Boyle, and it is through the hands of Matthew at the 45. Blanket tight coverage by the corner. Axel Norris, a sophomore cornerback weighing 140 pounds, defending Matthew Boyle, who stands at 6'3", 170. Great coverage there from the sophomore of Wellington. 2nd down and 5 now. Griff Eaton is in the slot. Labette County running a bit of an up-tempo offense. Trey Vincent out to the right side. He caught a 70-yard touchdown last week. Here's the throw across the middle, intercepted near midfield. Cope Henry on the interception, makes his way across the 40, across the 35, and he'll be brought down near the 30 of Labette County. 1st and 10 Wellington. Inside Grizzly territory. 9:30 to go in the first half. Wellington looking to really stretch this out on Labette County. As you hardly, I think it was not until 3 plays into the game before I mentioned even the quarterback for Wellington, because this offense revolves in, through, and around Malachi Rogers. Redford is going to pull this one down and launch it. He might have his man, and he does have his man. Touchdown, Wellington. A 30-yard touchdown bomb is caught, and a gorgeous pass from Redford to the wideout. I will get a number. It looks like it was number 10. Skylar Branham on the 30-yard touchdown pass from his quarterback Redford. And what do you know? Right when I mention that I haven't mentioned the quarterback, he throws a 30-yard rainbow to Branham for the touchdown. This extra point is good. Wright is 5 for 5 on the night, and that is the first touchdown out of 5 that Malachi Rogers has not scored for his team. Redford to Branham, 30-yard touchdown, 35-6. Wellington will step aside for 60 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Wright is set to kick it off for Wellington. Ball's teed up at the 40. It's a high pooch to the 30 and fair caught by Trey Vincent near the Grizzly sideline. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Labette County at their own 30-yard line, as they desperately need to score one more time, at least before the halftime break. There's still 9 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock, because it's only taken probably an average of 90 seconds for Wellington to score all 5 of their touchdowns, if that, in terms of time off the clock, that is. So Labette County just needs to bleed that clock down and at least just get their way into the red zone and give them a chance to score. Here's Holtzman on a 2-step drop, pressured from behind, and he's going to go down. Another sack, a loss of 10, maybe 12 this time, as Holtzman just kept retreating and couldn't get out of arm's reach of the defensive front of Wellington. Carter Burnett and Cole Jessup in there on the sack. As it's going to be 2nd down and long for Labette County. That might have been a loss of 15. We'll see what they throw on the scoreboard. Loss of 13, 2nd and 23. Here's a three-step drop for Holtzman. A bit of a screen. Here's Eaton out in the flats. Has to run out of bounds. He'll be tackled there as well. Short gain for Eaton, but a nicely designed play from the Labette County offense. 3rd down and 17 for Labette County. 8:30 to go in the first half. The clock will stop as Eaton ran out of bounds. Each team has 2 timeouts. Ball spotted at the 25. 3 receivers out to the right side. No safeties deep for Wellington. Man coverage all the way across. Here's Holtzman taking a shot to Xavier Phillips. He's got him, and Phillips has it at the 50-yard line. Xavier Phillips with his biggest reception of the season. As John and I both discussed, Xavier Phillips not getting very many targets, but he had his man beat the whole way there. It was Axel Norris playing corner, and Phillips, the 6'4" junior, beat him that time. 1st and 10, Labette County at the Wellington 48. Finally a spark from this offense. Here's a fake toss to Jackson. Holtzman will keep it, and he'll get nothing, maybe a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 approaching. Holtzman gets the play call from the Grizzly sideline. Standing in the middle of the split face at midfield. It's another pass. Wellington blitzes. He finds Vincent on the near side. Vincent makes a man miss. He might have picked up the first down, as it was Norris on the coverage, and Vincent acted like he was going to go forward and then stopped on a dime, and Norris flew by him, and Vincent walked right through, and they're going to mark him short. 3rd down and inches for Labette County, but what a move from Trey Vincent on Norris. Ball's on the left hash. Holtzman is in the gun, so if they run it, they'll have to gain about 5. It'll be another pass. That's 4 straight. Here's a hitch and go. Vincent has his man beat, and he will haul it in at the 20-yard line. It was a hitch and go for Vincent, and another dime from Kendall Holtzman, a bit underthrown, but Vincent made do. 1st and 10 at the Wellington 21-yard line. As I'm joined back by John Kohler, 7:30 left in the first half. Labette County trying to make a move here before the halftime break, really throwing the football around. Phillips and then Vincent on the last 2 receptions. Xavier Phillips caught about a 25-yard pass, John, while you were gone. It's another pass, lofty one, well out of bounds. They were looking for Vincent again inside the 10-yard line. That'll stop the clock at 7:13.
So what's happened? How did Wellington get back on the board?
As it was actually a pass, as Redford threw it to Branham for a 30-yard touchdown. There's a little play action. Here's Holtzman rolling out with some play action of his own. What a pass to Griff Eaton, and it's caught! Touchdown, Labette County! Griff Eaton ranking in the touchdowns. That's 3 in his last 2 games. That was a gorgeous pass from Kendall Holtzman. He was rolling out and still laid it right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it much better. It was just a rollout, and Griffin beat his man, and Holtzman just put it right on the money. As it's time for the swinging gate, baby. Greatest 2-point conversion you're ever going to see. My honest opinion.
It didn't work the first time.
Well, no. Let's see if he'll actually snap it all the way over there.
Holtzman is going to snap it to Lawrence Holt, and it's an option to Vincent. Vincent's going to pass, and it's underthrown. It hit the dirt. So there's just so many ways you can go with it, as that time it was a snap to Holt, an option to Vincent, and Vincent threw it to the center that was Kendall Holtzman, but it was just a bit underthrown. Man, that's an interesting formation, but they come up shy, 12-35, Wellington on top, but Labette County does get back on the board in the scoring column. 7 minutes left in the first half. We'll step aside for 60 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
So that's where Redford and Rogers, the dynamic duo of Wellington, is going to set up shop. But something else that obviously you can't overlook in a good run game. Rogers is a fantastic running back, but the Wellington's offensive line has done a really good job of pushing back the Labette County defensive front.
Yeah, even though they're not as big as we've seen in years past, I mean, they're just a well-coached unit up front.
Here's a give to Rogers, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. Multiple Grizzlies in on the effort. Chris Stevens in there to help bring him down. Cade Kernut in there on the initial contact. Second and 11.
Finally some life from that Grizzly defensive front as Cade shed that block pretty quick, and the rest came soon after.
As a stop before half would be marvelous if you're a Labette County fan. Here's the give to Rogers. He has a bigger gap around the left side. He'll be tied up around the ankles. And other Grizzlies come in to help bring him to the ground. It'll be third down and around 4 or 5 for Wellington here in just a moment as Rogers is helped to his feet by Cole Stevens of Labette County. Good sportsmanship there from Cole Stevens. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Wellington. As it's going to be a quarterback sneak, and he's not going to get the first down. 4th down and a yard coming.
Yeah, I assume they'll just line back up and do that again, as Wellington is known for just, they'll run a quarterback sneak at any time.
They're running hurry-up offense. Labette County has to get down and ready to go. Big opportunity here. They take the snap. It's a quarterback sneak. He's being pushed from behind, and a flag flies in. As if this is on Wellington, this is huge. Labette County could get the ball back before half if Wellington elects to punt, unless it's offsides. As it's a sideline warning.
I don't know what to call. I don't know what that means for the actual play itself. I think it's just.
As Coach Meeks was making his way well out onto the field, as they're going to enforce the penalty, John. So it'll be 4th down and 7 for Wellington. An interesting situation. Labette County can get this ball back with 2 timeouts, 5.5 minutes, and they can score again. Yeah. But we'll see what they choose to do.
Yeah, definitely. If you get the ball back, you got to find a way to make this a 2-score game going into half.
You have to.
Give yourself a chance.
I agree. 4th down and 7. Wellington's offense is still on the field. The play clock is at 12, and they've yet to even form a huddle. So Coach Meeks might just want to call a timeout as the game clock is running, as he is going to call a timeout with 2 seconds left on the play clock and 5:14 on the game clock. So we'll see what Coach Meeks chooses to do. He may have just been burning time and preparing to punt, but we'll keep it here and remind everyone tonight's sponsor for our broadcast of Grizzly football is Labette Health. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, USD 506, The Corner Store, Snyder Lawn Care, SEK Orthopedic, and Day and Zimmerman. So Rogers is back near the 39-yard line. The line of scrimmage is at the 49. So he's 10 yards back from the line, looking like he might punt, as Rogers wanted to fake a punt and run earlier, so you got to stay home if you're Labette County's defense. Rogers takes the high snap, and he will boot it away. A good punt from Rogers. It's a high one that takes a Grizzly bounce, and it's recovered by Holt. Because I don't know why Holt recovered it, but it didn't turn out terrible, as that was risky from the sophomore, but it didn't hurt Labette County. So they will have the ball back inside their own 20, but Wellington did not score, as that's the first possession in a while where they did not do so.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzly offense, I mean, you have enough time to where you can take chunks across the middle if you wanted to, but definitely got to know, like, hey, we only have 5 minutes. We definitely have a sense of urgency.
You do have 2 timeouts, Wellington with just 1, burning their second moments ago prior to the punt. Grizzly Band is on the track, ready to perform their halftime show. Hopefully Labette County can cut it to a 2-score game going into the break. This is a big possession for Labette County. Jackson is the halfback. Ball's on the far side of the field. Here's a quick pass to Griff Eaton. Makes one man miss. It's a fake play, and it's caught by Boyle at the 40, and he is blown up. Hit in the helmet, as it wasn't targeting, but he was hit in the helmet, as it was a trick play. As from our angle, I couldn't tell if the pass was thrown behind the line of scrimmage or if it was an illegal forward pass, and I think that's what the refs are discussing.
It was definitely close for sure, but
it
what
was
a beautiful ball from Griffin Eaton.
Yep, illegal
even
forward
better
pass.
catch by Matthew Boyle there to hang on to that contact laid on by number 15, the safety Cope Henry.
It was an illegal forward pass, as it sure looked close. As in order for somebody else to throw it forward, you have to throw it backwards, and it wasn't executed well enough, as it must have been a forward pass to Eaton, and then he threw it forward. So that negates the big trick play for Labette, but it's still just second down. And, well, I guess Coach Meeks accepted the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 15, not second down. 4:54 to go, so it doesn't hurt you a lot, but it would have been nice to have because the play was there, and a great catch by Boyle to take the hit. Jackson still the back, Eaton in the slot, as we're going to have false start on Labette County. So going the wrong direction is Labette. 1st and 20 approaching.
Yeah, as I don't know quite what's going on with this offense, but back-to-back penalties is not what you want out of this drive right here. It's such a crucial drive, too, because you can't go in a half down 3 scores. I mean, that's kind of a hard way to come back for sure.
And you got to play defense to open up the third quarter. Here's a 2-step drop from Holtzman, and a nice route ran, and it's caught by Griff Eaton. Across the 20 is where he runs out of bounds, so he gets back beyond the original line of scrimmage. So just like that, Labette County's back in position to move the chains. 2nd down and 9. That was Holtzman's 20th pass of the ball game. So he's on pace to throw well over 40 passes this evening. And when you're playing from behind, those are going to keep racking in pretty quickly. Henson is the back to the right hip of Holtzman. Wide receivers are Xavier Phillips on the near side. Blackledge in the slot alongside with Griff Eaton. And the wideout is Matthew Boyle, I believe, on the far side. Here's a give up the middle, a good play call. Here's Chandler Henson, stood up at the 30-yard line, but that will move the chains for a Grizzly first down. Their 2nd rushing first down of the night and their 4th first down of the evening.
Yeah, just a great hole found there by Henson. I think this is the first time we've seen him really get going down the field.
Nice to see Chandler Henson getting some positive gains in for the Grizzly offense. Four minutes and 5 seconds left. Here's a pass. He's wanting Phillips. It's underthrown, but he'll still get Phillips across the 40 into the Wellington 37. as it looked underthrown, but the cornerback I don't think knew where the ball was, and all Phillips had to do was stop, and the corner kept going, and there it was waiting on him.
Yep, great throw and catch there by Xavier Phillips. That's also a name we haven't really heard much all year, but he's definitely a playmaker, as we saw right there.
This is a big drive for Labette County. 1st and 10 at the Wellington 37. Xavier Phillips with 2 big catches along this near left sideline. He is in press coverage with Branham. Here's a quick out to Eaton, and he might want to get on it, but they're going to say it was a forward pass, so no live ball. So incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 coming for Labette. That'll halt the clock at 3:54. Time is not the problem here. Daniel Easley comes in to replace Xavier Phillips, and Trey Vincent replaces Matthew Boyle. Caden Blackledge. Boyle comes to the near side. As that's a matchup I like right now, is Brenham, who caught the long touchdown, is defending Boyle on the near side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this Crusader defense is all the way up there, as it appears to only be a cover 1 look from the Crusaders.
Here's a 3-step drop, a nice pass across the middle, caught by Griff Eaton across the 20. He's looping around to the far side across the 18, and he's spun to the ground. A big-time pitch and catch, but we have an injured Grizzly.
I think that's Kendall Holtzman.
Is that Kendall? I can't tell. I think it is, as he's not moving hardly at all. As now they roll him over to his backside. As
that's not Kendall Holtzman. That's Glenn Price, I believe.
As I couldn't tell, it looked like Kendall for a moment. As you would assume it's Glenn Price, as he's really been hurt with his ribs.
I think you just got to shut him down and let him heal those things. I mean, as tough of a kid as he is, as much as we want to say those are just bruised ribs, they have to be cracked. There's no other way. He just looks too much in pain.
As this is the 2nd time we've seen Glenn Price just wincing in pain, as he's having a hard time walking straight, helped by Coach Pierce of the Labette County coaching staff. As, you've just got to rest Glenn, right? You've got to just rest him.
There's no way he's playing for at least a couple weeks. I know his dad's the head coach. As a father, I don't think I would want to see my son in that much pain.
As you hate to see it, the senior leader was fighting through the pain. That's 2 starting offensive linemen out, John Broadwell and Glenn Price. We wish the best for them. Injuries have just plagued this Labette County team, but Labette County is setting up shop inside the 20. 1st down and 10 off the pitch and catch to Griff Eaton, who's having another big night. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yep, just a cover 0 look. I expect them to send all 3 linebackers like they did earlier here. So, Kendall, you're going to have to get the ball out quick.
As Holtzman's going to throw it to the left side. It's underthrown, nearly intercepted, but it's going to be pass interference on Branham. I knew I liked that matchup, but Kendall, I don't know if it was necessarily an underthrown ball, but where the ball was placed made it hard for Branham not to interfere with the pass. So it was fortunate where the ball was placed for Labette, because Branham was kind of in just a bad place to make a clean play, that is. So that'll make it 1st and goal for Labette County inside the Wellington 10. So the way Labette County has responded has been all you can ask for. As Wellington's going to want to blitz, and Rogers jumped.
Same freeze victim from earlier. Rogers a little bit antsy there once again.
So an offside penalty on Malachi Rogers advances the ball. 1st down and goal at the Wellington 5. You've got to get the ball in here. If you're Labette County, you just have to, as there will still be well over 3 minutes on the clock or around there if you do score. Here's a quick slant. Caught by Boyle. Touchdown, Labette County. 35-18 is the score. Kendall Holtzman with 3 touchdown passes tonight. He had 2 last week and 1 on the ground. He has 6 total touchdowns over his last 2 games. And we still have 2 quarters to play here this evening.
Yeah, this team definitely has some fight left in it, as they are not going down without a fight to this Crusader team.
As they're not running the swinging gate for the 2-point conversion. Instead, they're set up in a normal offensive setup. 2 receivers to the left, Matthew Boyle with Branham on him, and Rogers is on the slot receiver, Griff Eaton. Vinson will split out wide. 5 seconds on the play clock. Holtzman takes the snap. It's a quick slant, and it's going to be intercepted, but he'll drop it. So poor execution from the Grizzly offense, but they still get it in for 6. 35-18, Labette County trails Wellington. They've scored 12 unanswered points, and they still have an opportunity to get a stop and get the ball back. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Labette County's offense rolling here on KLKC Parsons.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Wellington on the return. It was caught at the 35. The return man makes his way not much farther, just a net gain of 3 yards. A fantastic job by the Grizzly special team unit. Cole Stevens in there on the kick. A nice kick from Stevens.
Nice play by Cade Cornett there as he tracked down the return man.
So as odd as this sounds, Labette County, 1, you got to get a stop, but 2, you can get the ball back. There's 3:24 on the clock. You have 2 timeouts in your pocket, and you've scored 12 unanswered points. You were down 35-6 not that long ago, and it's 35-18. Redford in the backfield with Rogers. He'll roll out to his right. It's a pitch and catch at the 40, and he's brought down quickly. A gain of just a few. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Wellington. 3:10 and counting.
Yeah, just a simple roll out there. Tight end got lost in the motion, and he's wide open. And nice play by Trey to get off his man and go make a tackle.
2nd and 7 they mark it. Gain of 3. 3 minutes and counting. Man in motion, down lineman now is Brody Weir. Here's a give to Rogers around the left edge. He has a bit of a crease he'll exploit. Rogers picks up the 1st down near midfield. We'll see where they mark the football. That might be where they mark it, the 50-yard line. It is. So Malachi Rogers, a big gain for him. That's nothing new.
Yeah, the defensive ends on our line are really struggling tonight. Cole Stevens and Roper Whitley, from the looks of it, are just having a difficult time out here just forcing that ball back inside.
1st and 10 at the 50. Another give to Rogers. Why not? But he's met immediately. Cade Cornett in there on the effort. Nowhere to go for Rogers that time. Gain of maybe a half a yard. 2nd and a long 9 coming.
Yeah, see what happens when they want to run the ball outside. I mean, we have bodies there, but if we allow them to run the ball at will on the outside, we're going to have issues, obviously. But
right.
Great stop right there by that Grizzly front.
It's definitely been when they run those counters to the left and right when those big gains have come. But up the middle, it's been nothing for Rogers. He'll transition from the right side to the left of Redford. Ball's on the left hash. It's a pass, a quick throw, out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. 3rd down and 9. As I wondered if that might happen, I figured Wellington would come out and run the football because that's where they've done a lot of damage and the clock would run. But throwing it, you risk an incompletion and the stoppage of the clock, and that happened.
Yeah, if you're the Crusaders here, you definitely don't want the scorching hot Grizzly offense to touch that ball again, because that 26-point or that 20-point lead, that's just going to dissipate that quick when we're moving the ball as we have been.
Labette County scored 2 touchdowns without Wellington scoring, and if they do that in the second half, we have a tied game. Rogers, it's another pass, rolls out to the right side, nearly intercepted, incomplete, as I think there's going to be a penalty.
I don't see a flag.
There is a penalty, but I don't know what happened.
Is there a flag?
Yeah, on the 45, as Hunter Shaplowski was on the ground with the Crusader, just kind of sitting there face to face, as maybe some extracurricular took place, as it's just going to be holding on Wellington. As I thought maybe it'd be an unsportsmanlike or something, as it was an odd situation with Shaplowski over there. But if you decline it, it's 4th down and 9 with the clock stopped at 1:48.
Yep.
Penalty is declined. Smart decision. Labette County is going to get this ball back. Granted, a hiccup or Wellington pulling down the fake punt again. So this is an interesting situation. Rogers is the punter. You got to be careful. There's no return man for Labette County back there. High snap. Rogers seeing if he can run it. He'll just boot it away. A great kick as it's going to tumble end over end. And a great special teams play from Wellington. It is going to be downed at the 1-yard line. As that punt landed at the 10, took 2 big hops, and then died at the 1-yard line thanks to the help of, I believe it's Hank Schindliver, the freshman special teams player. Or maybe that was 10, Skylar Branham. As now Labette County has to go 99 yards to score before half when you thought they'd have a good chance at it.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. You got to have a return man back there that you trust can catch the football. So, I mean, if you're in a situation like that, you don't necessarily have to have someone that's going to break one big. You just need someone to fair catch the ball right there and not allow it to be pinned down at the 1. I mean, that's so crucial. I mean, you see it in the NFL, you see it in college football. They just put guys out there that they know are going to be able to catch the ball, save field position.
Special teams is so important at any level of the game of football. 90 seconds to go in the first half. It's going to be a pass, and it's a quick one out to Trey Vinson, a short gain. Labette County just trying to get some breathing room. He'll be pushed out, and that will stop the clock at 1:29. So, if you got to be careful, though, John, because if you have to punt it, your punter's out. You risk Wellington getting the ball in the red zone if you punt. So this is an interesting situation. Holtzman, it's going to be a run up the middle, probably a smart decision. I would just take this one into the locker room, as it'll be a gain of nothing. 3rd down and 8 coming for Labette County. As Wellington and Coach Meeks, I believe he's finally going to burn that timeout. That's a smart decision. That'll stop the clock at 1:13, because if Labette County punts, you don't know where the ball's going to go. You just don't have your punter. Nothing against the punter for tonight, but you don't have your starting punter. So if you shank one out of bounds or it gets blocked deep in the end zone, Wellington can score. Coach Meeks does call a timeout. We'll return in 30 seconds for 3rd down and 8 here on KLKC Parsons.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Holtzman in the gun. He takes the snap on a big 3rd down. They're going to go for Boyle way out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock with 1:08 left. Labette County's going to have to punt it away deep in their own end zone. Wellington won't have any timeouts, but with the field position they have, it might not matter.
Yeah, and what gets me a little bit worried about this situation right here is how our punting game has been. I mean,
Exactly.
we've struggled to punt it. We've struggled to block it. I mean, it's easily look at a safety or even worse, a touchdown right here for the Crusader defense.
As here's a punt that gets out to the 15, now at the 18. So the exact situation that I feared happening just happened.
Yeah, I don't think that's why Argerbright took that shot to Boyle. I mean, just find something. I mean, take a chance. You know, we can't – I hate to say this, but we can't punt a football. I mean, that's a really, really big issue with this team. I mean, field position, obviously. I mean, we've been blessed with Harrison Hall, Caleb Haggard. Even Aiden Rose was a great punter for us last year, but we don't have those guys anymore, and Joe Page is out. We got to find someone that can do it.
That was a staple possession, a possession where you think, okay, Labette County's going to get the ball back, they can score. They got the ball back, but it was on the 1-yard line. And they could have ran the clock out, but they elected to pass it and give Wellington a great opportunity to score. Here's a little trickery, a run up the middle. Now to the right side, a run of about 6. So Wellington is inside the Grizzly 10, 2nd and 4. 40 seconds and counting. Redford under center. It's a rollout to the left side. Man in his face, and he's going to be brought to the ground for a sack. Last out to the 20. Clock still running. Cade Kernut and Cody Hamilton in there on the effort. I believe it was Cade Kernut on the sack. 25 seconds left. Labette County might get bailed out by their defense here. 20 seconds. Don't count out Wellington. They're explosive. 15 seconds. They have no timeouts. They have got to get a playoff. Redford in the gun. Takes the snap. 10 seconds. He'll pass it. It's a lateral to Rogers, and he's brought to the ground. And that will run the clock out. Labette County's defense bails out the risky decision by the Grizzly offense to pass the ball. We'll explain more about that possession at the halftime show. But your halftime score is Labette County 18, Wellington 35. We're actually going to step aside for a 10-minute timeout this time. And we'll come back with our halftime show here on KLKC Parsons. 33 rushing yards total. As I'm going to be joined for the second half by Caleb McKee. Caleb, you've kind of been just kind of shadowing us over the last couple weeks, and just you're interested in this area. And John Kohler, unfortunately, wasn't feeling well, and he exited the booth tonight, so we hope John gets to feeling better. But Caleb, thanks for throwing the headset on and just helping me out for the second half. That's why I took such a big break. Just give us some more time to find out what we were going to do. But to look at these numbers here, you know, Kendall's thrown for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That really isn't the issue, and especially later on in the first half, he started to move the ball real well. The chunk plays started to come. He was throwing for 15 yards, 18 yards, 20 yards. So how can Kendall continue to take what the defense is giving him? And he's thrown it to Griff Eaton a lot tonight too.
Yes, he has. And I think that he's doing a very, very good job.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not – I think he's doing what he needs to.
He is.
Yeah, it's currently just getting the ball out of the pocket before he gets sacked.
Exactly. As you're exactly right. I think he's only taken 2 sacks tonight. They were both big losses, but he's only thrown 1 interception. As last year, that would be saying something. Kendall really struggled with decision-making last year. And you're exactly right, Caleb. He's done what he's needed to. That interception isn't why we're down 35-18. It's because we've struggled to stop Malachi Rogers. Malachi Rogers has rushed for 3 touchdowns, 120 yards, and on the defensive end, he plays linebacker and slot corner, and he has picked up a fumble recovery and ran it back for a touchdown. So that interception Kendall threw isn't the story of the first half. Malachi Rogers is the story of the first half. He scored 4 of their 5 touchdowns. So Caleb, how can Labette County's defensive front slow down Rogers and at least minimize him to maybe 1 touchdown in the second half?
I don't know, man. That dude's just a beast.
He
you
is.
have to maybe add another person on the line.
Yeah.
Linebackers coming forward a little bit, and I don't know. Just expect a run play.
Exactly. That's what John talked about in the first half. You know, if you're the coaches, you got your iPads down there, you have film up in the other press box there on the south side, and maybe talk to Cody Hamilton or Cade Kernut and bring another one of those guys in the box to help slow Rogers down. But, you know, the quarterback, I think it was until the second possession for Wellington before I even mentioned the name of Wellington's quarterback, which is Kenny Redford, and then out of nowhere he throws a 30-yard touchdown pass to Brenham. It was Skylar Branham. So, sorry, I missed the name again. Kenny Redford is able to throw the ball as well, as last year Rogers was Wellington's quarterback. So this is Redford's first year at starting quarterback, so you can't get too comfortable in defending the run and then let Redford beat you over the top as well. So that's something Labette County's defense is going to have to do as well, Caleb. You got to stay on your toes, right?
Yeah, I mean, being a junior, third year in high school, he's doing great tonight.
He
throwing
is.
some hard, strong passes. And for Labette's defense, they just need to tighten up on the quarterbacks and bring the safeties into the outsides a little bit.
Yes, when they've wanted to throw the ball, they have gone to the outside. You're right. The safeties have been in between the lines. They maybe have to trust the defensive front and get on the outside. But right before we step aside for a quick break in the third quarter ensues, I'd like to touch on one more thing. Labette County has wanted to try and run the ball. We talked about Kendall a little bit earlier in the halftime show, and we talked about Wellington and their effectiveness. But Labette County's just rushed for 33 yards total on the ground. That's between Chandler Henson, Jamal Jackson, and Kendall Holtzman on those quarterback option keepers. They've rushed for just 33 yards total. So in order to take some pressure off of Kendall, he threw 24 passes in the first half. Hopefully, we're able to establish a ground game and then get out and throw the football.
Yes.
Because I'm hoping that, because all those runs were up the middle, and there wasn't much there, and it took Labette County a while to get in motion. Bring Griff Eaton, bring Trey Vincent in that jet sweep motion, and then run it. So is that something you think Labette County could maybe transition to in the second half?
Yes, I think that'd be a great option for them. And their outside routes when they go towards it, they're getting some good yards on that. Jamal had a really nice run.
Yeah.
I don't know how many yards, but
yeah.
He had a really nice one because he went on the outside and they weren't ready for that.
We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds away from the beginning of the second half here in Altamont at Lucas Field. Labette County has scored 12 straight unanswered points. Can they do that in the second half? It would make it a close one. We sure hope they can here on KLKC. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with second half action. Both teams are getting ready to make their way onto the field for second half kickoff here on KLKC Parsons. My name's Jack Leake, and I'm joined alongside Caleb McKee for the second half of play. Labette County will have to buckle down and get a stop to open things up here in the second half. As Caleb, Wellington scored those 35 points really quick. But then Labette County's defense really turned it on and got big stops in which they very much needed to. Kicker for Labette County is, if you're just joining us, Joe Page is out tonight with a concussion. And so special teams has been an issue for Labette County tonight, but they've found a way to adapt. It'll be Cole Stevens kicking it off for Labette.
I think we always think of special teams as like, oh, it's okay, they can just kick the ball and go tackle them. When you don't have a good kicker or a very good one, it makes it tough.
As this one is going to tumble out of bounds, that'll force the ref to throw the flag, and I believe that spots the ball at the 35-yard line, a kick out of bounds. Yeah, special teams is underrated. They're never going to get, mainly all the plays you see of special teams are mess-ups, are flaws. They're not really going to make highlight reels. But when a special teams unit does struggle, it really exploits a lot of things because you're forced to play in bad situations. put your defense out on the field in a bad spot, as they will mark it at the 35. So Labette County definitely has life. It sure did not feel like it, Caleb, when they were down 35-6. But they're back in it, 35-18. Rogers will be the halfback with the fullback underneath him. It's a give to Rogers. They go right up the gut. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. He'll be brought to the ground for a loss of 1 on the first carry of the second half. Cade Kernut in there on the tackle. Second down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Just 30 seconds have come off the clock here in the second half. Redford will be under center. Same play to Rogers. He's hit immediately. Gain of 3 and a flag flies from the back judge. It's going to be holding on Wellington, a 10-yard penalty. It'll be second down and long coming up for the team in white. As you can feel the energy, Caleb, this Labette County sideline and fans can feel a comeback wanting to happen.
Yes, even down 35-18 in the second half, they're still feeling it. They are going at it. They want it.
They do. So it'll be 2nd and 21 for Wellington. Not the way you wanted to start the second half if you're a Crusader fan. Trips out to the right side, 6 down lineman. Here's a quick slant, a nice play there by Wellington. It's caught for a gain of 11. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Freshman Kagan Bates coming in and making a tackle on the Crusader receiver, Skylar Branham. Thank you, Caleb. See, you'll be used to me being blind. As it was Jack Wright. He's also the kicker for them. Thank you, Caleb. 3rd down and 10. It's a big down. Here's a kick out to the flats, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Gain of nothing. 4th down and 10 coming for Wellington, and they're going to be forced to punt it away. I believe it was Cody Hamilton in there on the initial contact for Labette County. Malachi Rogers in to punt. Back deep to return for Labette is Lawrence Holt. A big-time opening stop for Labette County's defense. Wellington has really struggled to score in their last few possessions. Holt is going to get out of the way, and it will be caught by Wellington, or stopped by Wellington, at the Labette County 27-yard line. So Caleb, Labette County did exactly what they needed to do, because if Wellington scores there, it's 42-18 just like that. But now it's 35-18 and you have the ball.
Yeah, great stop by the defense for Labette County. Kendall Holtzman just needs to come out here and show himself and throw some good passes and run the ball.
I agree with that, definitely. Run the ball, as they only had 33 rushing yards in the first half. 6 down lineman for Labette. Ball is near the middle of the field, and a flag comes in and lands in between the legs of center Lane Simmons. Illegal procedure on the Grizzly offense. As the ref was standing kind of amidst the 4-3 front of Wellington, and he takes his flag out and just throws it in the ground right by Lane Simmons' feet. He just looks up at him like, what?
Yeah, that was a little odd to see. Just very calmly just pooped it right there.
He did. First and 15. It's a pass from Holtzman to Vincent. Ooh. Vincent breaking ankles and gaining much more yardage. As in the film room tomorrow, nice. You know his teammates are going to be chuckling. It was Axel Norris in there trying to bring down Vincent, but Vincent put a shimmy on him and brought him to the ground without even touching him. 2nd and 5 for Labette County, a gain of 10. Vincent slowly having an effective game as well, playing some receiver tonight, as at the beginning of the year he was listed as just a corner. Holtzman takes the snap. It's a fake pitch. He'll keep it. He's met from all sides. And a gain of 1 for the quarterback.
Nice try by Kendall Holtzman. Like I said again, he just needs to run the ball more, but he needs to, like, juke a little more, in my opinion, instead of just putting his head down and run. Yeah.
When he's tried that, it's been effective. 3rd down and 3, gain of 2 they give him. Wellington showing blitz. The linebacker sucking in on the first hard count from Holtzman. 2 receivers out to the right, 2 in the bunch to the left. Blackledge in the slot, Phillips out wide. Holtzman's pressured. He ducks under a defender, and then he's dumped for a sack. That's the 4th of the night on Holtzman as he dodged the first Crusader, but he couldn't get past the rest. It'll be 4th down and long for Labette County. Actually about 8, 4th and 8. As Holtzman, hands on his hips, looks at his sideline, awaiting a play call, potentially wanting to go for it. As Caleb, it looks like they're going to want to try to go for it. There's 13 seconds left on the play clock. You don't want to burn a timeout here, so you either go for it or just take the delay of game.
Yeah, they just got to make a big play.
As they're going to go for it, Holtzman, he's going to be looking for Boyle. It's caught! First down, Labette County. A huge first down conversion. And then a face mask is called on Wellington. Caleb, you saw it. I didn't. But was it a face mask on Wellington?
I believe so. He ripped his helmet down, and Matthew Boyle was slow to get up.
He was slow to get up. He seems to be okay now. But that was a great play call by the Labette County coaching staff. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, and I think they're going to step off the face mask. Or maybe not. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Labette County moving the ball to open up the 3rd quarter after getting a stop on defense. Trips to the right side. Here's a snap and a give to Chandler Henson, and he's met immediately for a loss of 2 off of the shotgun handoff.
Great defense by Wellington. Strong line up there.
Yeah, as they've been in the backfield almost right off the jump every play, Caleb. 7:30 to go now. This possession taking some time off. Nothing wrong with that. Labette County doesn't need to be in a hurry. Holtzman rolling out to his right, looking for Eaton, and out of reach of the senior receiver. It'll be 3rd down and a dozen for Labette County. That stops the clock at 7:21. As Labette County's really committed themselves to throwing the football, Caleb, as Holtzman is nearing 30 pass attempts on the evening. As they're going to need to have something happen, either get the first down or get close, so the 4th down isn't a long one like the last.
This is going to be a big play for Labette right here.
Henson switching from the right to left side of Holtzman in the shotgun. He's pressured up the middle immediately. Holtzman stays on his feet. A flag flies, and Holtzman's brought to the ground for a gain of 2 back to the original line of scrimmage. You have to imagine it'll be holding or an illegal block on Labette County. Referees still discussing. It'll be a face mask on Wellington.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Did not see that one coming.
I did not either. Is that, you don't really see a face mask at the line of scrimmage a lot, Caleb. It's usually like an illegal hands to the face or something. But a face mask, that is huge.
That was a big game for Labette. Now at the 45.
It'll stay 3rd down, as I forget the rules are a bit different at high school, because at college or pro, that would have been a first down, automatic. But it'll stay 3rd and 5. But that's better than 4th and 10, which is what it was going to be. Ball spotted at the Wellington 45. Man in motion is Trey Vincent. Holtzman claps his hands and takes the snap. It's a quick curl to Phillips. He's hit behind the knees. That'll bring up a short 4th down. He didn't quite run a deep enough route, but I don't even know if that was the idea. Maybe Labette County was trying to set up a 4th and short because Holtzman had to get that ball out quick as Wellington's blitzing almost every other play.
They're doing a good job of it, keeping them pretty close.
4th down and a yard. Holtzman's in the shotgun, so no QB sneak. If they hand this off, it'll be like a 4th down and 5 by the time Henson gets the ball. 5 seconds on the play clock. Holtzman's got to go. He takes the snap. It's a quick pass to Eaton. Eaton gets by the first man and gets the 1st down. A more risky play call than I like, Caleb, but it worked.
What a play by Eaton. Way to bring it in and get that extra that he needed.
1st down and 10 deeper in Wellington territory. 6 minutes and counting. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. Substitutions coming on and off for the Wellington secondary. Long possession here for Labette. Snap is a bit low. Holtzman gives a little fake and finds Boyle, but too high. As it wasn't too bad of a pass, as he kind of had to make an arrangement, as he didn't want to pump fake, but he was kind of forced to due to the pressure. Yeah. But he sure likes to look at Boyle.
Boyle's a great player and was
Second down and 10 for Labette County. Holtzman's arm has been busy tonight. Wellington doesn't blitz. Here's a pass in and out of the chest of Trey Vincent, as even if he would have caught it, it would have been just a short gain of 2, as it was just a little zig route on the far right side. Holtzman wanted the penalty. That or he's signaling a play call to his sideline that he wants to run. Labette County's had 2 3rd down and 10s on this possession, and whether it took 1 or 2 plays, they've converted. .5:48 left in the 3rd quarter. Trips out to the right side. Phillips in a one-on-one near side. It's a quick slant, and it's tipped at the line and intercepted. It's going to be a pick 6 for Wellington. That was a dagger. Nick Geifer, the running back 2 for Wellington, in there on the pick 6. That is the last thing you could have possibly had happen if you're Labette County. It looked like from my angle the ball might have been tipped and then picked.
Yeah.
But I guess I can't confirm that, but either way, a dagger thrown in the chest by the Wellington defense.
62-yard pick 6. And that was number 25. Geifer on that. Great awareness and good for him to be there, but that's just gotta hurt a bit.
Wright's extra point is good. That makes the score 42-18. And now that you took all that time off, you kind of get a taste of your own medicine, because that long drive now works against you because you have less time to work with. Wellington leads at 42-18. We'll go ahead and keep it here and remind you tonight's sponsor of Labette County Grizzly football is Labette Health. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, USD 506, The Corner Store of Altamont, Snyder Lawn Care, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedics. Big shout out to all of our sponsors for making our job possible to bring you Labette County Grizzly football on the air and on YouTube and Facebook Live. Jack, or not Jack Wright. Or yeah, it is Jack Wright, pardon. The kicker for Wellington. Gets the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Or he's going to have somebody hold it for him. He's going to have Kaysen Ramirez hold it for him on the tee. So that's something we haven't seen off the 5 kicks Wright's had. This one's a bit higher. And it's going to be fair caught on the far side inside the 30 by Caden Blackledge. As Caleb, you get the stop out of the gate, you get the ball back, you get in Wellington territory, and you burn off like 6 minutes, and then you throw a pick 6. You felt the air just get sucked out of the atmosphere, and the sideline is dead. How do you respond if you're Holtzman and the offense?
You just can't hang your head down, man. You gotta pick it up and know what you did wrong and do it better.
As that's definitely what this Labette County team does have on their side when it comes to discipline. They'll never give up, and they'll always look to improve each possession. 5:30 to play. Holtzman back with the ball. Not sure if it was a designed run, but he tucks it and gives the attempt. Gain of 2 off to the right side. Holtzman was busy on the ground in the first half. He was part of that committee that tallied up just 33 running yards in the first half and hardly any here in the second. The ground game has been all but nothing for Labette County tonight. Second down and 8 as we have passed the 5-minute mark. Jamal Jackson heads out into the flats, and he'll catch it low. Gets by the initial tackler, and then the next, and he's tackled and loses the football, and it's on the ground across the 30-yard line, recovered by Matthew Boyle. So Labette County just begging Wellington to score again.
That could have hurt real bad.
Well said, Caleb. It could have hurt really bad.
Could have been 49-18 if that would have happened.
As Wellington has 14 points, a.k.a. 2 touchdowns, one off a pick 6 and one off of a scoop and score. Holtzman takes the snap. It's a quick out to Eaton and a rare drop by the senior as he would have had a first down on the far right side out in the flats. He was wide open. Ball was a little bit high, but still a rare drop from the senior. 4th down and 4 coming. (42-18) Wellington on top. Wind has died down. The American flag on the south end of Lucas Field is hanging dead. No wind anymore. There was a decent gust in the first half. Holtzman takes a quick snap out to Boyle, and he catches it, tries to dive for the first down, as the ref is going to give him a better mark than I thought, but I still don't think he got it.
I don't know. It's going to be real tight on that one.
The second effort from Boyle, I think, is what caused the ref to give him a generous spot, but I still don't think he got it.
Short.
He is short. Turnover on downs for Labette, back-to-back turnovers here for the Grizzly offense, and now Wellington has the ball in Labette County territory, threatening to really break this one open, Caleb.
We just got to be strong on this play. We got to stop Rogers from getting through that line.
As that is exactly where they go with the football. A counter to the right side, his favorite play, shifting in and out of the defense, gets a first down and much, much more. Malachi Rogers is a force to be reckoned with down to the Grizzly red zone right at the nose of the 20-yard line. First down and 10 for Wellington. Rogers was a busy man in the first half. He had some negative runs, but he sure had a lot of chunk yardage plays. And when they bounced it around to the outside and let him get loose, he is deadly in space. Here's a toss to Rogers along the left side, and this time he's met firmly by the line of scrimmage. Gain of 2, but a flag flies on the far side of the field. A sideline warning again on Wellington. They enforced that penalty in the first half. Or I guess it's not a warning if it's a penalty. as you helped me out earlier when I was wondering what the flag was on, you said you saw Coach Meeks of Wellington really getting out on the field.
Yeah, he was about 5 yards out and just screaming at everybody.
That must have been what he was doing there.
He looked pretty mad.
They're not going to enforce it this time. 2nd down and 8. Now we have a timeout, Wellington. That'll stop the clock at 3 minutes and 18 seconds. It's the third quarter here in Altamont. Wellington leading Labette County 42-18. We'll step aside for a 60-second timeout here on KLKC Parsons.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Third down and 1 for Wellington. You would assume the ball is going to Rogers, and that's where they go with it. He'll bounce it around to the left side, cut inside Lawrence Holt, who was the outside corner, and he'll pick up the first down just outside the left hash inside the Grizzly 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Crusaders. They'll spot the ball at the 10-yard line even, or the 7, pardon. 1st and goal from the 7, 2:50 and counting. 42-18, Wellington on top. Labette County blitzes. It might pay off as they give the ball to Geifer, and it will. A loss of maybe a yard or two on the carry from Geifer, as that was a well-designed blitz from Labette County. As we have a moth up here trying to pay us a visit. Get him, Caleb. I got him. No, I don't. 42-18. The fight on the field isn't the only one taking place tonight. Moth 2, Caleb and Jack 0. As Geifer is met in the backfield again. Chris Stevens in there on the effort. As Labette County, we said this earlier, Caleb. You said don't hang your heads, keep trying. That is what the Grizzly defense has always done. They can be down 50 points and they'll still give it their best.
Yep, they're just trying to come back and do as best as they can. They don't matter if they're down. They're just wanting to get those big plays.
3rd down and 7. Here's a loft to the end zone in the corner. As it is incomplete as the ball tumbles across the track on the southeast corner of the field. 4th and 7 from the 7. 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. As they're going to line up for a field goal. They're going to bring on kicker Jack Wright, who is 6 for 6 on PATs, as this is about the distance of a PAT, as it's a good boot from Wright, and it is through. Jack Wright is 1 for 1 on field goals and 6 for 6 on PATs. Another big-time leg we've seen our opponents obtain over the past few weeks. 45-18, Crusaders lead the Grizzlies. 91 seconds reads on the clock in quarter number 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Grizzly football on KLKC Parsons.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Kendall Holtzman, who threw for 213 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half, has struggled here in the second half as he's had the ball just once, and it was a great drive, Caleb. They got across the 50 after a good defensive stand, and then a pick 6 just happened to go Wellington's way as a fair catch is caught at the 35. So just to recap, you know, that pick 6 really just took the air out of this whole place, Caleb. And it really has died down since then for Labette County. Coach Price still rallying his troops on the sideline with the help of a few coaches down there in the huddle. Tanner Russell, TJ Mayhew. Done a nice job tonight, really reading the Crusader defense. I know Coach Russell is the wide receivers coach. First down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. It's Lawrence Holt in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep. Holt trying to get around to the outside, spinning across the 40, or nearly at the 40. We'll mark it at the 40. Exactly. Good effort from the sophomore Lawrence Holt. Second down and 6, a gain of a long 4 for Lawrence Holt. 60 seconds to play in the third quarter. Third quarter went by fast for the first 8 minutes, Caleb, and then after that pick 6, it slowed way down. Henson is the back. He had a big run of a dozen in the first half. Holtzman flirting with another interception, throwing it directly at the eyes of Jack Wright. The kicker, oddly enough, brings up 3rd and 6. Two safeties shallow for Wellington at the 50-yard line. Two receivers right, two left, a bit of a delayed snap. Holtzman throws the quick curl, hits the dirt, incomplete. Holtzman seems to have lost a little bit of his rhythm here in the second half after that interception, as normally he would make that pass. This one just a little poorly timed.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of pressure on him surrounding him, and he just had to get it out there. Could not get it out as far as he wanted to.
So Labette County again faced with another 4th down, this one being 6 yards. Holtzman throwing a long hitch and go way out of reach of Xavier Phillips. Another turnover on downs for Labette County. 2 possessions and 2 turnovers in the second half for the Grizzlies. So Wellington has the ball again in quarter number 3, this time with 34 seconds to work. And, Caleb, what do you know? Good field position at the Labette County 40 is good field position. Whether Labette County has it deep in their own territory or Wellington has it deep in Labette County territory, field position has been a nemesis of Labette County too.
Yeah, and it all depends on where it happens at the kickoff.
As here's a slant caught, and it might be gone for a touchdown. It is. Touchdown, Skylar Branham, a 40-yard touchdown from Redford to Branham. That is the second time Redford has connected with Branham on a touchdown for over 30 yards. The first one was for 30 even, and this time for 40. Just a nice, simple slant route. The cornerback bit, flew by, and touchdown Wellington. This has got ugly quick, Caleb.
Yes, it has, and we opened up the little a little too much.
and they took all the cookies. 52-18, Wellington, as Wright goes 7 for 7 on his point after attempts. So we're still not done with quarter number 3. Wellington putting it on Labette County 52-18. We'll return in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
It's gotten ugly quick here in Altamont. Labette County scored 12 straight unanswered points before the halftime break. Going into the halftime, it was 35-18. Labette County got their defensive stand and got the ball back, and then a pick six really just took the wind out of the sails of the Labette County offense. Had a turnover on downs and another touchdown for Wellington on the board. We have an injured Crusader on the field. Looks to be Axel Norris. Looks like his left leg seems to be hampering him a little bit.
Might have gotten a cramp or tripped up a little bit.
Yes, there were definitely the Parsons game. I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, but there were a ton of cramps that game.
Yeah, I mean, all of them were playing their heart outs, and they just were going all in for it. So they got punished for it.
As you're right, Caleb, that looks to be exactly what it is, or at least that appears to me how the athletic trainer over on Wellington's side seems to be treating it, stretching out that left leg, something of the sort. But a possession that I wanted to talk about, Caleb, in the halftime show, but I didn't really get the opportunity to. As a good sight here, Norris is helped to his feet, and he'll jog off the field under his own power. But a possession I wanted to refer to, it didn't end up hurting Labette County, but it was the possession right before halftime, if you remember, when they got the ball on their own 1-yard line, and they went on to throw it 2 times that possession, and they were forced to punt, giving Wellington the ball inside the 20. I thought that was an interesting possession.
On that play, we should have run around on the outsides, but Coach Price had something else in his mind.
Here's a run up the middle, just trying to fill some time with that, but here's a run up the middle as play resumes quickly, which is a good thing. Norris trotted off the field moments ago. Gain of 1 up the middle, nothing much there for Jamal Jackson, the freshman, as the clock will expire at the end of 3 from Altamont. Labette County trailing Wellington 52-18, giving up 17 points, being outscored 17-0 in the third quarter. It's going to have to be a miracle for the Grizzlies to come back and pull this one off. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Grizzly Football on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to LabetteHealth.com.
As we return to action here on Lucas Field, as Labette County's offense will get another crack at it. Hopefully, Caleb, they can at least make it a bit more respectable and score 1 or 2 more times before this one ends, because you have to assume it's going to be the Kendall Holtzman show here down the stretch. Holtzman takes the snap. It's a two-step drop. He's pressured from behind, and he'll be brought to the ground. Two different Crusaders in there on the trip up. Brody Weir, the 215-pound sophomore, in there tripping up the quarterback. That'll bring up 2nd down and 13. They have 3rd down marked on the down marker on the far side. Or actually, sorry, it is 3rd down. My apologies. There was a play before the end of the 3rd quarter. Here's a little hitch and go, a deep pass. It's going to be picked off. Jack Wright, the kicker, making a play on the defensive side of things. Then he's slammed to the ground by Jamal Jackson, who gets up with some aggression. But Holtzman throwing his 2nd interception here in the 2nd half.
Jamal's a freshman. He's doing great this year. Moved from Washington down to Southeast Kansas back in 8th grade.
I did not know that. You're classmates with Jamal, right?
Yes, I am.
He's definitely something that he has Grizzly fans excited for the next 4 years of his career.
Yeah.
I did not know he came from Washington. 1st and 10 for Wellington inside Labette County territory, which is nothing new. Here goes Rogers carrying Grizzlies on his back all the way to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 7 for Rogers.
Defensive line held up on that one, and it was a good stop by Labette.
Because in the first half, any time they ran it up the middle with Rogers, it was held pretty much to just a moderate gain. But here in the 2nd half, they've done a much better job, you're right, of running the ball up the middle, and Grizzlies' defensive line keeping them from getting the first downs they were in the first. Here's another give up to the right side. I think they're going to mark him about a yard shy of the first down. A different ball carrier that time, Caleb.
I think that was Armstrong on the play. Good run by him.
So the 3rd running back we've seen for Wellington, Jalik Armstrong, a freshman, getting some snaps for Wellington. Nearing the 10-minute mark in the ball game. 3rd down and inches. It's a quarterback keeper for Redford. He tries to spin, and then he's stood up by the Grizzly defense. He got chin strapped on that one on the outside.
Great stop by Labette there. I think that was number 31.
I believe so. Cody Hamilton.
Cody Hamilton, one of the captains that went out there. Big dude, real beast.
He is. He's a big piece of this Grizzly front 7, as him and Cade Kernett have had a really nice game this evening. Crusaders with the first down in the red zone. Here's a give to the outside to Armstrong, and he's going to be wrapped up and not brought down, but his forward progress will be stopped for a gain of about half of a yard, maybe a full yard.
Great stop by Labette there.
They were trying to work it around the left edge, but red jerseys were everywhere, right in front of the face of Armstrong. As he'll go out of the game, and it looks like they're going to have another running back come in. I'm assuming maybe another freshman. It is Kaysen Ramirez.
I haven't seen him very much, maybe if not all in this game.
As here's a pass batted around, pinballed in the secondary, and it'll hit the dirt. It'll fall incomplete. Kagan Bates and Lawrence Holt had one of their better chances at an interception just then. 3rd down and 11.
Great try by them two, doing a really good job on defense, keeping it tight.
And Barrett Heston back there, a name we haven't mentioned tonight, moved from wide receiver to safety back there with Kagan. So 2 freshmen and a sophomore involved on that play. 8:45 to go. They get the snap off. It's a run on 3rd and 11. Ramirez around the bend to the right side. He'll be tackled out of bounds. It'll set up 4th and manageable. They might bring on Jack Wright to kick it. They might want to test his leg, maybe not.
This is a tough position here. Do you want to go for it when you're up 52-18, or do you just want to try and kick a field goal?
As it looks like they're going to go for it, maybe try to give these freshmen that they're rotating in an opportunity to make a play, as they are going to run it with Ramirez. He goes by Shaplowski. Oh, I take that back. Shaplowski makes him pay and brings him to the ground. It'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be Labette County football, as it sure looked like he was going to get by Shaplowski, but that left hand is just too mighty, and he couldn't do it. First down, Grizzlies.
Great, strong arm. Great way to be there.
As it literally was just one arm, as he just grabbed him with his left arm, which isn't even his dominant hand, and brought Ramirez to the ground. Holtzman will remain at quarterback, as now a north breeze picks up. So Labette County going with the wind, as there is no play clock, as Kendall Holtzman keeps pointing. I'm assuming that's what he's pointing at. Maybe he was looking at the lineman, as there was no lineman on the field for Wellington. As here's a quick slant to Blackledge. He's having a nice night. Blackledge will pick up the first down for Labette County.
Great pass. Probably juked about 3 people there, getting that extra yards.
As there is a flag on the field, as there was no play clock that time.
It's right beside the ball.
As we just got word that the batteries went dead on the play clock operating machine, whatever. So it just reads double zeros for now. So the referee will have to count down the play clock until they get that fixed, as there was a penalty on Wellington. I didn't catch what it was.
It might have been.
As the ref signaled targeting, a personal foul, and then made the motion to his head as if it was targeting.
Well,
so that'll move the ball out near the 35. Holtzman rolls out to his right, throws, and it'll be nearly intercepted. It might have been. It was a one-handed snag. They're going to say he was out of bounds. As there is going to be roughing the passer on Wellington. Thanks, Caleb. I missed the flag again. As there were a few white jerseys closing in on Holtzman as he was rolling out, and right after he got the ball out, they must have flown in after him.
Yeah, that was a great near pickoff. Had me on my toes right there.
As I'm just watching the call here, as it is roughing the passer on Wellington. As yeah, you're not the only one that was on his toes just then. As that ball, it was Cope Henry, as he was tightrope walking the sideline over here. He almost got that interception.
That is huge ball movement for Labette County right now.
Yeah, it is. As that's not just a 15-yard penalty. As they're going to move the ball from near the 35 of Labette to the Crusader 37. So there must have been 2 15-yard penalties.
Must have been bad.
Targeting and the roughing the passer. As here's a give up the middle, a gain of nothing for Chandler Henson. He's really struggled to find a crease tonight, but he found one in the first half, and he was able to show some of his speed.
Yeah, Chandler's a strong dude, and he just puts his head down and runs, and it works out for him.
As he is that type of runner. You have Jamal Jackson, who's shifty and quick, and Henson will just put his head down and hit you. You're right. Second down and 9. 7:40 left in the ball game. Labette County's yet to score in the second half. They were down just 35-18 at the break, and now find themselves down 52-18. Holtzman with the 3-step drop, finds Eaton over the middle. Eaton at the 10, Eaton at the 5, and will be tripped up near the goal line as that middle of the field post route they scored off of last week and tonight, and nearly scored just again off of it. It'll be down well inside the 5.
What a play by Eaton. He's just a big dude and gets down there and gets to where he needs to be.
As he's a very smart receiver. As he knows where the safeties are and he knows where to settle. as it's going to be marked very close to the goal line, maybe half a yard or a yard away. First and goal for Labette County for their first score of the second half. It's a jet sweep to Eaton, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for the Grizzly touchdown, the first one of the second half. That'll make the score 52-24. You just hope that came about a quarter and a half ago, Caleb.
Yeah, he just made that look so easy coming around there, but you got a dead-on sprint to get there.
Yes, you can't do anything 50%, 80% against this Wellington defense, as they're not going to line up in the swinging gate formation. It's just going to be a normal setup. Here's Eaton in motion. Holtzman takes the snap. It's a quick slant. This time it's caught by Boyle, and the two-point conversion is complete for Labette County. So they've scored 4 different touchdowns, and that is their first successful two-point conversion. So Labette County finally pounds it into the end zone for the first time in the second half, making the score 52-26. Labette County will have to play some defense with 7 minutes left in the ballgame when we return in 60 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Labette County set to kick it off. It is Cole Stevens, has it teed up at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a bit of a pooch. It'll land near the 30 and come to a rest at the 30. It'll be picked up for the return. The return man will trip and fall. He had space on the return. Riley Nichols getting a touch this evening.
Looks like he gotten another 10 yards, but I think one of his own teammates tripped him.
Yeah, he did. He was coming around the backside of one of his blockers and must have caught their heel. So if Labette County can get a quick 3 and out or force a turnover, Labette County's yet to force a turnover tonight. Now would be an opportune time to make it happen. Armstrong is back at running back. Redford's under center, 7 down lineman. Here's a give to Armstrong. He's hit quickly. It'll be Cody Hamilton again, Caleb.
Great defensive line. They're starting to pick it up more and getting used to it now.
Yes, they're starting to find that groove and starting to find those gaps, whereas for the first half, and I understand Rogers isn't the running back, but for the first half, Labette County wasn't even in those gaps. Wellington's just going to burn some time here as they finally got the play clock to work again. It's at 10 seconds. Wellington has not broke their huddle yet. They're going to finally rush to the line. He just has 1 second to get the ball off, and he does just in time. He gives it to Armstrong, and he's blown up in the backfield. That'll be a significant loss. I think it's Cody Hamilton again.
Great stop
or
by
21.
the group of Grizzlies. Really getting in there and trying to work hard for it.
It was Cole Stevens, 21, not 31. 3rd and a dozen for the Crusaders, so a good way to start this defensive stand for Labette County. 5:30 left in the game. Wellington still electing to just burn time off the clock as they're just now breaking the huddle, and there's 2 seconds on the play clock as he's not going to get it off this time. But Coach Meeks, the referees will say, called a timeout prior to the delay of game, as I think, Caleb, Coach Meeks is just kind of wanting to get some, what people like to call some JV time in, as there's some freshman running backs. You know, they're filling in some different roles, getting some learning experience. And I think that's what he's wanting to do here, because you know he didn't want to take that timeout on purpose.
Yeah,
but
he
it just
sure
makes you
is
think.
trying to put the new people in and see what they can do.
Tonight's broadcast of Labette County football is sponsored by Labette Health. We'd like to ask you to stay tuned for our post-game show here at the conclusion of play, sponsored by Bowen Pharmacy. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, and USD 506. Redford takes the snap. He rolls out to his right. He's looking deep, and he's got a man at the 40, and it's caught at the Grizzly 40, and he'll stay on his feet and be hit from behind. At the Grizzly 35-yard line, tackle made by Barrett Heston with a big-time rollout pitch and catch for Wellington.
What a huge play for them, and good job for Barrett and Kagan Bates to be there for the tackle.
I didn't catch who the receiver was. The way the sideline reacted, I would assume it would be someone who doesn't play much, because they're over there pretty frolicky. It might have been a freshman. You know, whenever late in a basketball game in the gym, when a freshman comes in and makes a three, everybody goes crazy. That is exactly what just happened.
This is number 18, Hank
Shinliver. It's an interesting
he is
last
a
name.
freshman.
Shinliver is in at quarterback, and Armstrong is hit hard by Roper Whitley, as Roper Whitley had one of the better hits, and Hunter Shaplowski, or it might have been Hunter Shaplowski. Hunter Shaplowski in there on the tackle, 2nd down and 12.
Great hit by Labette.
As Wellington is just burning off time, as all 11 guys are just staring at the sideline at Coach Meeks, just waiting on the play signal to come in as the clock just continues to burn. Shinliver is the quarterback. A lot of freshmen on the field for the Crusaders, and they'll give it to one in Armstrong, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Chris Stevens in there on the effort, as well as Cade Kernut.
Not sure what that one's about.
Was there a flag?
Flag.
A personal foul on Labette County. As Caleb, you're seeing, I haven't seen like one of these flags.
No.
So I'm glad you're up here.
I didn't see anything on that one, but looks like Elmore is pointing his hands to Wellington. Oh wait, hold on, not Elmore. Hold for Labette County is pointing his hands to Wellington, and sounds like they're doing it too.
Maybe some disagreement on who the penalty was on, but regardless, what the ref says is all that matters. As he signaled personal foul on Labette County. So that'll set up 1st down and 10 again inside the Grizzly red zone at the 19-yard line. 2 freshmen in the backfield again, Shinliver, quarterback, and Armstrong at running back. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's a run to Armstrong, counter to the left side. Can't quite get around the edge. Cade Kernut still lighting it up in the backfield for Labette County's defense. Gain of 1 on the run.
Great tackle. Just wrapped him up and brought him down with him.
As Cade Kernut's one of those guys who, he's a senior leader, he's got that experience, and he knows how to wrap him up, how to bring him down. He's been there and done that for 4 years now. We've reached the 3-minute mark in the ball game, as it's been a pretty dead finish to this one, as Labette County hasn't touched the ball in what feels like eternity. There's a give to Armstrong on the opposite side. He's hit low this time. Cody Hamilton hits him low, and Chris Stevens finishes him off up high.
What a great defensive play there. Just read it and went for it. There's a flag.
Another penalty. This one thrown by the far official. It's on Wellington. We'll call it holding. But hey, it might not be holding. There's been a targeting. There's been 2 unsportsmanlike or personal fouls.
So it's crazy tonight.
It has been.
They're just trying to get out there and hit hard. Trying to get the big plays too.
Legal block in the back. It's declined. As the ref signaled 4th down. The chain operator has it at 3rd, but the ref signaled 4th. As we'll say 3rd down and 9. That's what they're telling us. 6 down lineman for Wellington. Shinliver rolls out. He's wanting to tuck it and run, but he'll fling it, and it's caught near the 1st down marker. It won't be good enough for a 1st down, but Milo Elder, another freshman, making a connection. So we really are just seeing the freshmen out here for Wellington, Caleb.
What a great play by the quarterback. It was a running to the right, and he just threw it sidearm like Patrick Mahomes there and just got the completion.
Hey, watch it, all right? The Mahomes references can stay quiet. All right.
It was kind of like he threw
it
to the side a little bit.
It was a good reference. I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't really have much to talk about with Russell Wilson right now anyway, so 4th down and 3 for Wellington, 2:20 to play in the game. Shinliver, it's going to be a quarterback draw, and he's going to dive forward into the trenches, and coming out of the grouping with the ball is Cade Kernut. But regardless, Shinliver did not get the 1st down.
It looked short in my opinion. Maybe a yard or 2 shy.
Yeah, he was well shy. So turnover on downs, and Labette County's offense will get to come back onto the field. It feels like it's been forever since they've seen grass.
Just got to get back out there, make some big plays, and don't let it get to your heads.
As this is a good opportunity, practice your 2-minute drill, run some hurry up, take what the defense gives you and just chip away. Eaton is the slot receiver to the right side of the line. Boyle is the wideout. Ball's on the left hash. Labette County's working north to south or left to right where we're facing, or if you're watching on YouTube. Holtzman with a 2-step drop. He'll throw it across the middle. It's caught by his favorite target, Griff Eaton. It's off to the races. He'll stutter step and go, and he'll be brought down from behind to the Wellington 40-yard line.
There's a flag on the play, though.
As there is a flag.
This is on Wellington.
It's going to be a personal foul,
on
a chop block, a crackback block, something of the sorts.
Wow.
On Labette County, as the ref just kind of took his right leg and just kind of put it behind his tripping. Okay, tripping. That makes a lot more sense.
That really hurt Labette right there. They needed that big play.
Yeah, that definitely. It is definitely tripping. I'm not very good at charades anyways.
Well.
Oh, as Griff Eaton was injured this whole time. Thanks for pointing that out, Caleb. As Eaton is walking off the field, appears to be okay from where we're at, but while we were looking down here, he's being tended to by Chris Brown, the athletic trainer, down where he caught the ball.
Yeah, it just sort of popped out there. We were so focused on the flag.
So we hope Eaton is okay.
Offsides.
He has had a wonderful night again for Labette County. As it is offsides on Wellington. So they would return the favor a little bit, but that penalty, that tripping, negates a huge, huge gain.
Wow, and it looks like right now Wellington is just subbing in all their 9th and 10th graders. Looked offsides.
Holtzman takes the snap. He's looking deep for Vincent. Vincent has his man. It's caught at the 40. It's hard to beat Trey Vincent in a foot race. He's got it inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Labette County Grizzlies.
Looked to be 93 yards.
A 93-yard touchdown catch for Trey Vincent. He had a 60-yard touchdown grab last week. And why not have a 93-yard one this week?
What a great play. Kendall saw him wide open and he just took the opportunity.
And that wasn't on one of the freshmen Wellington subbed in. Vincent burnt Brenham, who's been playing all game. So it's not like Vincent just scored on a freshman who never plays. Brenham has been playing all game. So that was a legit 93-yard touchdown catch and throw.
What a great job.
Holtzman's in the shotgun with Jackson behind him. Now to the left he shifts, Eaton in motion. The snap goes to Holtzman. He'll throw a quick zig route to the outside, and Boyle catches it for the two-point conversion. So Matthew Boyle with back-to-back successful two-point conversion catch attempts. That makes the score 52-34 Wellington. Labette County still playing hard.
Great display by the Grizzlies, just not giving up on that. The crowd's still going wild. Student section's still jumping up and down over here.
As now, you know, winning the game might be out of reach, but why not try to kick an onside and see if you can get the ball back? You have all 3 timeouts, but I don't know if it would be worth using them just to get the ball back and try again. But an onside kick, definitely I do anticipate. From what tonight has been the kicker for Labette County, it's been Cole Stevens. Kicking the ball for Labette as Joe Page is out with a concussion, which has proved more lethal than we would have liked. So Labette County makes their way onto the field. Wellington still in the huddle, 1:39 left in this one. Labette County slowly put themselves back in the scoring column in the second half. It took until around 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter to make it happen, but they've scored back-to-back touchdowns here late in the fourth to make the score at least look a little bit better and put up some big points like they have been in the past couple weeks.
Yep, they're just trying to demonstrate what they can do on the offensive side of things.
Stevens has it teed up at the 40. It looks like he's going to kick it to the near side. It's a decent kick, but it will land. It landed in bounds.
Oh,
that was a great onside kick.
Very close.
It landed in bounds by a fraction, and Labette County just couldn't get on it before it tumbled out. But, man, that was a pretty good onside kick.
What a great job by Labette doing that the first time tonight and almost successfully doing it.
So all Wellington will have to do, depending on if Coach Price is going to burn his timeouts or not, is just kneel it or maybe run a few plays.
I think he's going to have to burn them if they want to score again.
Yeah, he will. As Lucas Hayward comes on to run maybe some nose tackle, it looks like, or defensive tackle.
He's another freshman.
Yep, he's going to be the nose here on this possession. Lucas Hayward. Shinliver is in the gun. They'll give it to Armstrong, who tries to bounce around the outside and does so, and his legs are chopped out from under him by number 88, Caleb Jarman, the sophomore.
Great job by Jarman. First tackle of the night. Got a pretty big one right there.
Run was good enough for the first down from Armstrong. Still 90 seconds to play. It's the ref signaling for the operator to continue to run the clock as they stopped it for a brief moment. Couple substitutions being made for Labette County. One of them in the secondary, Bradley Black coming in, and underneath Roper Whitley subs in. Now we have a whistle and a timeout Wellington. So
didn't like what they saw out there.
Coach Meeks has not been reluctant to call timeouts tonight. He's used all 3 here in the second half. We'll step aside for a 30-second timeout and come back with the final snaps of the ball game here on KLKC Parsons.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
A false start's been called on Wellington, so it'll be 2nd down and 15 with 50 seconds and running as the stands begin to clear out a little bit here at Lucas Field.
I think the stands on the Wellington side have never even been that full, but right now they're clearing out, it looks like.
As they do elect to just take a knee, they'll have to, or no, they don't have to snap it again, as that knee will be enough to run the clock out. As you're right, they didn't bring as many fans as I would have maybe thought, but their student section was sure lively tonight.
Yeah.
As they're still jumping up and down, cheering on their Crusaders. So that'll do it for this one. Labette County will fall to 0-4 on the season, but they're slowly finding a stride offensively. They put up 20 points last week against Pittsburgh. They put up 29 against Parsons the week before, and 34 points tonight, which those 3 scoring totals would maybe win you a lot of games, but Labette County's defense has let some things slide in the last couple weeks, giving up 52 points tonight.
Yep.
So we'll step aside for a 2-minute timeout, collect our thoughts, and come back with our post-game show brought to you by Bowen Pharmacy. Labette County loses at 52-34. We'll talk to you soon on